He hurt you. And Hulda.
There is a moment that lasts a few seconds. Daisy is naming Grove's victims to Agnes. She names Agnes. She names Hulda. Agnes presses with 2 words.
And you. What?
Daisy can't answer cleanly. Daisy named every victim except herself, even though her own accusation was the one bringing Grove down.
He hurt you too, right? Right.
The camera does not underline it. The recap will move past it, but every scene after it depends on it. The lie Daisy is telling about herself is what Daisy thinks the episode is about. The lie everyone else is telling about Becca, that she is being rescued, that she is being helped, that someone in this room is on her side, is what the episode is actually about. Watch the small slip. You will see the large one. Quick note before we start. This breakdown uses some material from Margaret Atwood's novel, The Testaments, Becca's book Path, Grove's book Fate. If you are reading the book and want to stay clean, come back after. You searched something tonight. Who took Becca? Testaments, Episode 9, Ending Explained. What does Marat Sade mean? You are going to get the answer to all 3. You are also going to get the answer underneath all 3. Here is what just happened. Daisy faked a sexual assault accusation against Dr. Grove. The accusation was false. The man it accused had been doing the real thing to other girls, Agnes, Hulda, and others for years. The aunts who had known about it let the false accusation stand, because Grove, by Aunt Lydia's reading, was already on his way down. Becca, finding out what her friends had been carrying,
Did it to me?
walked into her father's bathroom and stabbed him in the bath with a pair of garden shears. She put on Martha's clothes, she took a bus to Agnes's house, she asked Agnes to run away with her. Agnes turned to the only adults in the house she could trust, her father, Commander Mackenzie, and her stepmother, Paula. They told her they would call a doctor. They called the Eyes. When the black-robed women arrived, Garth was the one who walked Becca out the door. Becca screamed for Agnes through a window. Agnes held in place by her parents. The title that ran over those screams names a 1963 play. That play is the answer not just to what does the title mean, to what just happened. In one sentence, Daisy thinks she is exposing a predator. Lydia sees a performance she can use. Becca turns the performance into blood. Agnes is left at the window learning that Gilead can make betrayal look like help. Hold that sentence. 8 questions in front of us. We start with the title. You only need 4 pieces. Marat is the man in the bath, Jean-Paul Marat, a real French revolutionary. The last years of his life he soaked in a medicinal tub because of a chronic skin disease, spent whole days there writing pamphlets across a board laid over the rim. In July 1793, a young woman named Charlotte Corday walked into his apartment and stabbed him in that bath. She believed she was stopping a massacre. Corday is the woman with the knife, 24 years old. She bought the knife in Paris. She wrote a letter explaining why she did it. She chose the dress she wore. She expected to be killed for it. She was. Sade is the director, the Marquis de Sade, a real person imprisoned at Charenton Asylum, where the asylum's manager let him stage plays performed by the inmates. In 1963, a German playwright named Peter Weiss wrote a play, full title, The Persecution and Assassination of Jean-Paul Marat, as performed by the inmates of the asylum of Charenton, under the direction of the Marquis de Sade, in which Sade directs his fellow inmates in restaging Corday's killing of Marat. The trick of Weiss's play is this. Corday, on stage, is not acting on her own. She is an inmate. She has to be prodded to her marks. She is sleepwalking through a script she did not write. Charenton is the asylum where this all happens. Captive performers, supervised violence, a director inside the institution, an audience watching from a safe seat. Hold those 4 pieces. The next 10 minutes will show you where each one sits inside Gilead. Aunt Lydia planned it, and we owe you a correction. The day before this episode aired, we published a video predicting Daisy would ruin Aunt Lydia's plan. We called Daisy's act right. She did move on Grove. We called the cost right. The act was morally right and tactically catastrophic. We got Lydia wrong. We thought Lydia was the rescuer Daisy was about to outpace. The episode revealed she was the director Daisy was about to deliver. 2 beats lock it. First, in the private room after the staged accusation, Lydia signals. She tells Daisy,
"It was fortunate that he was so reckless as to tear your blouse, and with witnesses."
calling Daisy's own self-inflicted work fortunate, with witnesses to corroborate. Daisy hears the signal and answers it. She supplies the moral cliché that justifies the accusation.
Lust makes men reckless.
And then Lydia closes the deal with one line.
I'm choosing not to think on it too deeply.
That is not a rescuer being outpaced. That is a director and her newest actress passing the lie back and forth until they both stop pretending they don't know what just happened. Second, Lydia petitions Commander Judd. She does not ask for justice. She asks for timing. She wants Grove's punishment delayed until after Becca's marriage to Garth is finalized. The plan does not change. The schedule does. Whoever controls the schedule is the person directing the play. The cleanest evidence for that reading comes from the source text. Margaret Atwood, who wrote the novel this series is based on, wrote this whole sequence in her book. But in Atwood's version, the plot against Grove does not use Daisy. It uses a senior aunt named Elizabeth. Elizabeth is the one who books the dentist appointment. Elizabeth is the one who tears her own clothes and screams. Elizabeth is the one whose accusation kills him. And when Lydia narrates the book in her own voice, she describes Elizabeth's whole act as a performance. Lydia's framing, the word Atwood chose, performance. The word the author of the book used before any showrunner adapted any title, before there was an episode called Marat Sade. In the novel, Elizabeth was Lydia's stand-in actress. Lydia was the director. The show takes that exact structure and gives Elizabeth's chair to Daisy. Daisy doesn't know she's stepped into a role Atwood already wrote for Lydia's hand-picked performer. The audience now does. Daisy did not outsmart Aunt Lydia. Daisy executed Lydia's plan, on Lydia's schedule, with Lydia's blessing. The assassin is both of them, and the split is what makes the episode work. There are 2 Charlotte Cordays in this hour. Watch which one chooses her costume. Daisy is the historical Corday, the Charlotte Corday who lived in 1793, walked into the room with a knife she had bought, wore a dress she had chosen, carried a letter she had written, was the author of her act. She knew what she was about to do, and she expected to be killed for it. In the dentist's office, Daisy tears her own clothes. She picks her own costume. She runs into the corridor at the moment of her own choosing. She walks into Gilead's justice machinery on her own legs. She is from a country that taught her how to stage a public moment. She uses what she knows. That is bold. It is also naive. Daisy is still thinking like the person who starts the action gets to own the action. Becca is the Charlotte Corday of Weiss's play. The Charlotte Corday who is an inmate in the asylum, the one who has to be prodded to her marks, the one who is sleepwalking through a script she did not write. She walks into her father's bathroom in a fog of grief so dense her only words for what she has done are, "It's divine justice." She puts on Martha's clothes, a costume change in the middle of a play, and rides a bus to the friend who is about to deliver her. When Agnes is bathing her clean, she whispers,
Agnes, I would do anything for you.
like someone asking to be told the play has a happy ending. That is the split. Daisy authors the spark. Becca becomes the proof of fire. The captive actor is the one who ends up on the guillotine. You can author a revolutionary act. Someone else will pay for it. Agnes knew Daisy was lying, and the show told you how, in about 5 lines of dialogue, without raising the camera. Daisy names Grove's victims to Agnes. She names Agnes, she names Hulda. She does not name herself. Agnes presses with 2 words, "And you?" Daisy can't answer cleanly. Even though her own accusation was the one that brought Grove down, even though on her own story she should have been the freshest victim in the room, Daisy listed everyone but herself. That single missing name is the keyhole. If you can hear the missing name, you can hear the institution. You can hear a rescue being a capture. Daisy is staging a moral lie. The lie about herself that Grove assaulted her today in his office will deliver a real abuser. The lie is wrong in detail and right in substance. Agnes hears it both ways. She hears that Daisy is lying about her own body, and she hears what Daisy is lying about, the truth of Agnes's own body, which Daisy was told, and which Daisy is now using without permission. That is the moral nightmare of the episode. The only lie that can move Gilead is attached to a truth Gilead already knows how to bury. Trauma is the only language in this hour that cannot be faked. Agnes hears it. The episode is teaching us to hear it too. Watch the rest of the hour through that missing name. Becca dragged away by people no one will name, screaming because she thinks Agnes betrayed her. The thing she believes Agnes did to her, Agnes did not do. The thing she does not believe, that the system was waiting to write her into a script for years, is the thing the system has already made true. You hear the missing name once, you see it everywhere. That is also how Becca heard the rest of the day. She did not snap. She did not avenge. She did not act out of romantic love for Agnes. That is a register the show is fine with you projecting onto her, but it is not the spine. Becca acted from the inside of a structure that broke every promise to her on the same afternoon. In one day, Becca loses her father, her best friend, her future husband, and the hope of ever being heard, in that order. Her father had been the abuser the whole time. The aunts had known. The aunts had kept sending girls to him anyway. Her best friend had been carrying the wound her father gave her and had told Daisy, not Becca. Daisy had used that wound to launder her own lie. Her future husband, Garth, will hand her over before the night is out. The system that was supposed to be moving against Grove, Lydia's plan, the wedding timeline, had been waiting until after her marriage. Becca was the one person in the room whose ruin nobody had been told to prevent. And there is one question the episode does not yet answer: whether Grove had been doing to his own daughter what he was doing to her friends. The show points at it: the unlocked bathroom door he naps behind, the speed of Becca's break when Agnes confirms what she has seen. Agnes, who knows what this kind of wound looks like, reading Becca as if she recognizes the shape of it before Becca ever names it.
Becca, did he touch you? What?
The show suggests, it does not confirm. The finale may. By the time she reaches the bath, the shears feel like the only role left. And the world around her is so cold that earlier, in a private meeting between Aunt Lydia and Commander Judd, when Lydia tells him Grove will have to be executed, Judd lands on the wrong loss.
What a pity. He was such a good dentist.
That line is Gilead in miniature, a system that can weigh the ruined lives of girls against the inconvenience of losing a man with skills. Becca's shears come from that arithmetic. They also come from love. The line she gives Agnes in the bath is, "I would do anything for you," whispered. It plays like a confession. It is also a question. She is asking Agnes for an answer, and the place she is in is not going to give her one. A word about the book. In Margaret Atwood's The Testaments, Becca does not stab her father. She becomes Aunt Immortelle and later dies in a water cistern after helping the escape. Grove is executed by the state. The show changed all of that. The show put Becca in the bathroom with the shears. That single adaptation choice is the one that made the title Marat Sade possible. The show wanted the daughter in the position the painting shows. The takers wear long, flowing skirts and dresses. They are visibly female. They carry batons. The show has not told us which branch issues them. Agnes does not see them arrive. She sees them leave with her best friend. She turns to her father with the only question that matters.
Look, you caught the eye!
Mackenzie does not answer. Paula does.
Of course he did.
The betrayal stated like a household fact. That single beat is the episode's whole thesis in costume. Because the takers could be a female eyes subcast, a branch of the secret police the show has not let us see before. They could be aunts in a black habit Lydia keeps off the menu. They could even be Mayday operatives in mimicry, performing capture so Becca can be smuggled out under cover of arrest, though that would require Mackenzie or Paula to be in on the plan, and neither of them looks like it. They could be something the show has not yet named. And the episode refuses to choose. The refusal is the answer. In Gilead, the institutions of rescue and the institutions of capture wear the same costume. You cannot tell from inside the house whether the hands at the door belong to the people who came to save your daughter or the people who came to take her. Agnes cannot tell. Becca cannot tell. Garth, when he hands her over, cannot be sure he gave her over to the wrong people, because there are no right people. Mackenzie receives the question. Paula answers it. You cannot even tell who in the house made the call. And the handoff has more authors than Becca can see from the van. Earlier in the scene, when Garth had arrived and the adults had told Becca they were taking her to a doctor, it was Agnes, believing the lie, who told her,
Go with him.
Agnes was one of the hands at the door, deceived into doing the work. I really thought you were sending her to the doctor, she will say to her father after, when there is nothing left to save. That is the truth the episode wants you to leave with. Becca is dragged into the dark by women whose costume could mean anything. The thing the costume cannot mean is safe. So in the comments below, not as a vote, as a question worth answering, are the takers frightening because of who they are, or because every answer still looks like Gilead? A simpler ending would have given you one scream and silence on the other side. Becca in the dark, Agnes muted by distance. Or Agnes alone at a window with no Becca to scream for. Either way, the story chooses a victim and closes the file. The episode refuses that. It gives you both girls on either side of the glass. Becca screaming, Agnes held in place. The girl screaming and the girl held back. Both keep the system visible. Becca screams because she thinks Agnes handed her over. From Becca's position, that belief makes sense. She came to Agnes for help. Agnes led her to adults. The adults turned help into capture. The thing she believes Agnes did to her, Agnes did not do. Agnes does not scream. Mackenzie holds her shoulder. Paula keeps her from the window. She is seeing the difference between intention and consequence open underneath her feet. She meant to save Becca, and the room used her intention as delivery. Neither response is asking the other for forgiveness. Becca is asking the room for an exit that does not exist. Agnes is being shown there isn't one. That echoes the ending of Peter Weiss's play. The asylum's inmates rise into riot chanting "Revolution, revolution," while the nurses beat them back. Peter wrote that nothing, he felt, could ever stop this riot. Nothing, he concluded, could ever stop the madness of the world. He left the question open. Was the riot Sade's scripted finale, or did the asylum actually revolt? Weiss never tells you. The Testaments inherits the question. It does not give us a riot. It gives us a window. One scream, one held girl, no resolution, no scripted closure. The play has not ended, the audience has been picked. The last image is a window. On one side, Becca, taken by people the episode refuses to name. On the other side, Agnes, held in place by her father and her stepmother, the two adults who have been teaching her how to watch without intervening. The window is a stage. Mackenzie and Paula are the audience. Agnes is being taught the position. Daisy's rebellion has become Lydia's usable scene. Becca is the actor who pays for it. Agnes is the witness behind glass. And the finale is left with one question the show can no longer delay. When the audience finally understands the room, does she keep watching or does she break the frame? You came for Marat's sad meaning. You came for who took Becca. You came for the ending explained. The answer to all three is in this one shot. The shears are next.